Hello everyone, welcome to the lab session on VLSI design. Today's lab is about the layout design and simulation of XOR gate using microWin tool. In this lab, first we shall present the CMOS transistor level design and schematic of XOR gate, then the stick diagram would be completed, and finally the microWin layout and post layout simulation of XOR gate shall be performed. The XOR Boolean function can be represented as A complement B plus AB complement, and this is a non-inverting function. To make it an inverting function, we put double complement over it. Now applying the first complement and simplifying the terms, we get F equal to A plus B complement and A complement plus B whole complement. So this becomes an inverting function now. As we know that the CMOS realization of an inverting function is such that the terms under the complement correspond to a pull down network, whereas applying the complement we get the terms that implement the pull up network. So the pull down network is X equal to A plus B complement and A complement plus B, whereas the pull up network is A complement B plus AB complement. So this is a complete schematic of an XOR function. Here A plus B complement corresponds to two NMOS transistors in parallel. A complement plus B also corresponds to two NMOS transistors in parallel, and the AND operation between these two terms corresponds to a series connection of these group of transistors. Similarly, in the pull-up network, A complement B corresponds to two PMOS transistors in series which are in parallel with the other group of transistors that implement AB complement. Now in order to make the stick diagram of this schematic, first we assign numbers to all transistors and we label their source and drain terminal so that we may easily connect them in the schematic. Now first of all we have to make two metal 1 rails for VDD supply and ground. In the next step we have a P plus diffusion region and 4 polysilicon regions that lie above it. So this makes 4 PMOS transistors. Similarly we have an N plus diffusion region and 4 polysilicon overlappings which make 4 NMOS transistors. Now we assign numbers to the gate terminals of each transistor and label the source and drain terminals. As we know that in a MOS transistor the source and drain terminals are symmetrical. It means that we can assign any labels to them. Source can be drain, drain can be source. So we have assigned labels to them to make the routing easy. Now as we know from the schematic that the source terminal of transistor 1 and transistor 3 are connected to the VDD supply. So from the stick diagram we place a contact over here and connect it to VDD through metal 1 like this. Similarly, the drain terminal of transistor 1 in the schematic is connected to the source terminal of transistor 2, and in the stick diagram we have already connected them by extending the P plus diffusion region. In the same manner, the drain terminal of transistor 3 is connected to the source terminal of transistor 4, which we have connected by extending the P plus diffusion region over here. The drain terminal of transistor 2 and transistor 4 are connected to each other. So we place a P diffusion to metal 1 contact over here and extend a metal 1 layer to connect these two terminals like this. To make the pull down network, first we label all NMOS transistors and their source and drain terminal. The source terminals of transistors 7 and 8 are connected to each other and then to ground. So we place a N plus diffusion to metal contact over here and connect it to the ground rail like this. The drain terminal of transistor 7 is connected to the drain terminal of transistor 8. So we connect them together by metal wire like this. And from the schematic we can see that the drain terminal of transistor 7 is connected to the source terminal of transistor 5 as well as to the source terminal of transistor 6. So here in the stick diagram we have already connected it to the source terminal of transistor 5 by extending the N plus diffusion region, and now to connect it to the source terminal of transistor 6 we use the same contact and place a metal wire like this. And finally the drain terminals of transistor 5 and 6 are connected to each other here, and this is then connected to the pull up network and to the output node. So we place a contact over here and connect it to the pull up network like this, and this makes the output node F. And now the gate terminal of transistor 2 and transistor 8 are connected to the input B. So we extend the polysilicon gates of these two terminals and connect them together and assign them the input B. In the same manner we assign inputs to all gates of remaining transistors like this. And finally we place the N well around each of the PMOS transistor. So this completes the stick diagram of XOR gate. After opening the microbin tool, the first task is to select the technology library. So go to file menu, select foundry and select the CMOS 90N.RUL file. This corresponds to 90 nanometer technology. Now adjust the resolution of the grid. So a small box corresponds to 1 lambda. Now let's make VDD and supply rails. Select metal 1 layer from here and draw the rail. So the minimum width of metal 1 wire should be 3 lambda. Now the next task is to make PMOS transistors. So select P plus diffusion region from here and draw the rectangle. From the design rule we can see that the minimum width of P diffusion must be at least 4 lambda. So this should not produce any error. Okay. Now place a P diffusion to metal 1 contact, because from schematic we can see that this terminal must be connected to the last one. So here we have completed the layout. Now it's time to assign values to the input. Here we would be assigning values to A complement and B complement directly, but in actual layouts B complement and A complement, they come as an output of inverter. So we have not drawn inverter over here, but we would be directly assigning values to these variables. So from the palette, select assign clock and click on one of the polysilicon, rename it to A. Now we have to go to the piecewise menu, because using this menu we can assign a bit sequence like 0 1 0 1. So here we can assign the sequence as 1 0 1 0 1 0 and insert it. So this is the table which shows the values according to the time. For example, after 1 nanosecond the value would be logic 1 and it would stay at 1 up to 2 nanosecond, at which it would become logic 0 and so on. So we can assign a bit sequence using the piecewise option. One thing that should be kept in mind, that the sequence which you have assigned to variable A, it must be the complement of a sequence which you have assigned to variable A bar. In this case you can verify the correct functionality of XOR gate. So let's simulate it. So here you can see the result of an XOR gate. Now you can play with this and you can change the input sequences and verify rest of the input output combination. And you can also complete the remaining part, that is, you can here make a couple of inverter for A bar and B bar output, and you can connect them to this polysilicon strands over here. So this concludes our video for this lab. We'll see you in the next lab.